number 10. So we have the Robinson R20, oh, it's not changing, sorry. We have the Robinson R22, and this is our investigation. So first we want to tell you a little bit about the helicopter. So the Robinson R22 was designed for fast cruise speeds and fuel efficiency, and it isn't really a good trainer helicopter. It was also built for economical purposes, and it's very responsive, so very touchy with the controls. Okay, and then the differences between the R22 and regular helicopters, it has a low inertia rotor system, so as you can see in the pictures over there. And then also the T-bar controls, and we'll go more in depth in a bit. So here's the rotor system. So the rotor system has it's low inertia, and then once decayed below 80%, it's very hard to recover, and almost you can't recover. So it's it takes approximately 1.6 seconds to recover, and anything longer it results in fatality. So you really don't have hardly any time. And then when the helicopter goes into this low inertia or low RPM, the blades move erratically, so they spin out of control. Okay, and then the T-bar control, it's T-shaped, and it's shared between both of the pilots, so that makes it kind of harder for them to keep control. And then one control with two handles, so it's not individual, very sensitive, as you can tell, it'd be hard to keep under control. And then it's harder to keep steady control. So, okay, so here are some pictures of our crash. Here's front side. This is basically walking up to it. That is the top side of the helicopter, so you can see the blades. And then over here, it's just a side view into the cockpit.
So the pilot was Sandra Johnson. She was 41 years old. She had her private pilot certificate, and her rating from the FAA was an SE Land helicopter pilot. Certificate from the Swedish authority included a commercial pilot's license, and she was an ME Land Instrument certificate rating as well. She had 4,930 hours of experience and 3,112 hours of PIC hours. And in this aircraft alone, she had 46 hours in the last 90, in this aircraft in total. In the last 90 days, she had 7, but in the last 30 days, she had also had 7. In the last 24 hours, she had 6 hours inside the Robinson R22. The last BFR was the 7th of February of 2016, and she had a Class 3 medical certificate. She had her last medical on the 16th of September. The Robinson R22 registration number was N4160A. Everything was pretty normal, not meant for training aircraft. Total time airframe was 851 hours, and the last inspection was 53 hours from the accident.
And yeah, it's very important to note that with this aircraft it was only 46 hours, and she was more experienced as a airplane pilot rather than a helicopter pilot.
So medical and pathological info. In the 72-hour look back, there was no contributing factors found. There was no carbon monoxide, cyanide, or ethanol found in her blood, and as well as no alcohol or drugs listed found in the bloodstream. The cause of death was multiple blunt force impacts at the time of the crash.
So the flight path, the Robinson 22 took off runway 21 left. The helicopter was upwind, and the crash site was located off the right of Willow Creek Road. I do also want to note that this was a personal flight. There was no training or a routine helicopter flight. Weather, everything was completely clear except for the wind, which was a 25 mile per hour gust of 40 mile per hour gust. The visibility was 10 miles. Sky conditions were clear. Temperature was 39.9 degrees. The dew point was 28 degrees.
it had a smashed in right side and the tail end was completely disconnected from the helicopter. There was miscellaneous pieces scattered anywhere from 20 to 50 feet away from the aircraft's body, and we will show you a diagram of that here in a second. The main rotor blades were also disconnected from the aircraft's body when found at the time of the crash.
So here's the diagram of our crash site, and here's the main body of the helicopter. And as you can see, where we were at the entrance, which is that circle up there, there's like pieces scattered everywhere. So in here are just some pictures, as you can see, and we'll go into depth of like the specific pieces that were a main factor of the crash.
So the pilot sustained fatal injuries that included multiple blunt force impacts, causing her to die at impact.
And this is what we determined. So we determined that the helicopter crashed due to the main rotor blades clipping the tail end of the aircraft when the helicopter went into low RPM. And then this caused the blades to go out of whack. So here are the two main pieces that were a big factor in determining what caused our aircraft to go down. So as you can see here, this is the main blade, and there's like red paint on there, and then also that's the tail end. So we inferred from this that it clipped the tail end where it says danger because the red and the danger mark. So like we said, the cause of this crash was due from the aircraft going into the low inertia rotor system, and then without this, the crash would have been prevented. And then other factors that were part was the pilot had little experience with this particular aircraft. It was windy, and so low experience and like not able to handle in certain conditions. And then the T-bar cyclic is less able to control. So, and then it's not a trainer aircraft, in which she was not an experienced pilot. And that is the end of our presentation.
Okay. Anybody have any comments questions from the field?
You were talking about like the pilot certifications and like what is SE or whatever it was.
SE.
Go back up to the pilot certification slide. You're brilliant, Henry. I had some of those questions also.
So SE land like.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Actually, that was who was doing that slide? What was SE land mean?
I forgot to.
What does ME land mean?
I also forgot.
What does PIC mean?
I also forgot.
What does BFR mean?
I do not know.
Okay, that's not very professional, correct?
Correct.
So why would you even say it? Why would you even have it if you don't know what it is?
I didn't put it up there, so.
Okay, who put it up there?
I did say. So
What does it
my
mean?
mistake. I don't know, sir.
What does SE mean?
I'm not sure.
What does PIC mean? What does BFR mean? Okay, so then she gave it to you to do the presentation.
Yes, sir. I screwed.
Any other class, FBLA, you're doing a presentation, you're not going to know what's on your slide?
We messed up, sir.
Okay, that was kind of unprofessional. I was hoping that y'all knew what it was. Good job, Beck. I was bringing that up too, okay? But let's see a renewal here. Pastano, what is a T-bar cyclic?
It's the control system that they had set up between the two pilots. So it's the control. They're called cyclics. The individual, usually in a regular helicopter, they have individual per each pilot, and in this one it was a shared control system.
Yay, everybody get a round of applause, yay! Go to the weather slide, please.
Okay.
What is 1050 HPA?
I don't know, sir.
Who did this slide?
I did, sir. 1025.
Yeah, what does 1025 HPA mean?
I don't know. sir.
Why would you put something on your slide that you don't know about? You're guessing, but you're close. Yeah, PAS is Pascal.
KVA is kilopascal.
Yeah, and so I think he missed, I think he,
Yeah.
so, anyway, don't do that, guys. That was a foul. I wouldn't expect that of you guys. Don't put stuff on your, for awesome public speaking, don't put stuff on your slide that you do not know what's going on. Okay, so the main cause, where are your findings? Do you have a slide of your findings?
I think,
Or it was what we determined.
yeah,
Cause and other factors, or what we
I
determined?
think that was like, I think it was what did we determine in other factors. Can we show you our MIB?
Okay, your mishap investigation, yeah, go ahead and click on that. That's MIR.
Sorry, yeah, MIR.
So go to the finding, or is the summary, do you have the summary pretty much?
Yes, it's at,
Your,
it's like the third page, so, there we go.
the cause of the crash was due to the main rotors. The main rotors hit the tail of the helicopter?
Yes, sir.
I thought that's the whole purpose of a helicopter is to move around and not hit the tail. Why did it hit the tail?
The low inertia thing. So with that specific helicopter, it has a low inertia rotor system. So when it spins like at the rate, it's like slower. Or, yeah, and then the blades go out, like they get out of control, and it clipped the tail while it was.
It's
spinning.
happened before?
It happened. Yeah, there's very. Yeah, in that specific helicopter, it's happened before. That's like one of the problems with them.
So go to the findings, causes, recommendations.
That's like at the end. Yeah, conclusion. We should go one more.
So why did the helicopter crash?
The pilot was inexperienced and put the helicopter
Into a low RPM.
right.
Okay, so I see cause says low inertia rotor. So then why, at low inertia, did the rotor clip it? Why?
Because of the high winds, so it caused the blades to spin out of control.
So it was the high winds. It didn't have anything to do with the design of the aircraft.
Well, no.
Because helicopters should be able to handle in high winds like this, but because of the design of the aircraft,
Yeah, because of the design of the low inertia rotor system, it wasn't.
it caught
So
a
really,
weakness in the aircraft.
It could handle. It kind of could handle the winds, but due she was lack of experience, the low rotor inertia system, because this helicopter is built for moving quickly and like getting there fast with a purpose. And when you're just casually like flying, and she went into like a low, like just casual slow, and which caused the blades to go out of whack.
So it didn't have anything to do with the design. She was flying the aircraft not like it was designed then.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't investigate the design of the aircraft. The design was not a cause.
No, sir.
Yeah. I guess not. I guess I don't know.
Because I'm looking up at the cause, it says low inertia rotor. That sounds like it's a design problem, right?
Yeah.
But you're saying it was she
Well,
was
it-
flying it like it wasn't supposed to be flowing.
Right.
Well, that's true.
It put it into the low inertia system because of the pilot.
Okay, so give me an answer. What is the cause?
So I guess the cause that's not correct then. It'd be she was lack of experience. She didn't know like that. She didn't have any background on the helicopter. So I
She
guess
didn't know how to handle the situation when it occurred.
So human error.
Okay, well, see, wasn't she qualified to fly the helicopter?
She
Yes,
was
sir, but
qualified,
everyone
she
has
was-
to start somewhere with a helicopter, like with that flying, and so she had a little bit of experience enough for her to be able to fly on her own, but not enough completely to figure out every
To fully
possible
understand.
situation that could go wrong.
Yeah. So she was just out of her training. Like she just got her minimum. Yes.
Had she ever flown in high winds before?
There was no records of like, previous flights or anything.
What about her instructor? Wasn't she given a checkout in the helicopter?
A check ride.
Like
I mean, she was
Yeah.
qualified to
Yeah,
try,
she
who qualified her to fly in the helicopter?
what was it? It was orbit. Not orbit. just said rotorcraft, so
Did y'all investigate the instructor who checked her out in the helicopter?
I guess not.
I mean, did he teach her did he
Yeah,
not teach her
well, see-
properly?
They need 20 hours with an instructor, and they need also 20 hours of like experience. So together, she had her 40 hours, and she was like 6 hours like into like actual. She was only 6 hours experience as in total, like by herself. So she was very.
So if she was low time in an aircraft and she crashed and killed herself, wouldn't you look at the instruction that she received to see if it was proper instruction? But didn't you think an instructor would know about the low inertia rotor in this aircraft?
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is that companies started buying this aircraft because it was low cost, and you know how companies are, they try to cover up kind of the safety and they don't really care. So our recommendation like was to go in and like not have the Robinson R22 as a trainer aircraft, and instead like enforce that it be used with more experienced pilots and that they know what the like causes or